Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Lolly.
Hello, Rainy.
What the How are we still here?
We will not be silenced.
We will not be cancelled.
That's right. You're listening Spotify. Who do you think you are?
Podcast app.
Look, guys, if you're listening in real time, you will know exactly what we're talking about. We have been manifesting this for weeks and weeks and weeks. We've been joking we're going to get cancelled, and it almost happened.
That's right.
All right, something went down and we were removed on all of the podcast platforms. Can you believe it?
I couldn't. I was in absolute shock. You were sleeping because we're 3 hours difference. It was 8 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I was like, wake up, Lolly, please.
Oh, my God. Whenever I upload the podcast, because I schedule it for 4:45 a.m. here to release in time for New Zealand, and I always wake up in the morning and go, because I see the notifications that it's there. And then I just saw your message. You're like, podcast down.
Podcast down. Emergency.
So anyway, look, guys, we're back up and running. From here on out, there'll be no mention of cancellation because your thoughts become your reality, guys.
That's right. And we are here to stay.
We are here for the long haul and we ain't going nowhere. So
that's right.
Suck on that, Spotify. Mm-hmm. Just kidding. Love you. Bye.
Hawk tour.
Anyway.
So, guys, you are in for a treat because it is rainy here and I am telling you another story because Lolly, she's having a little break.
That's right. I couldn't get my shit together. Rainy has been a legend. She's taking the lead today, another week. I'm enjoying Rainy's stories. Your storytelling is getting so good, Rainy. I'm so proud of you.
Stop it. Thanks, loves. All right.
Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
1st of October, 2021, in Michigan, America. Kayla is at home preparing for the evening party of her very good friend, Megan. She receives a phone call, in fact, from Megan. Megan is at the hair salon and she is trying to pay, but she is having some very, very bad times at the ATM. Her dad's card's not going through.
Good one.
In fact, Megan has just turned 18 and her dad has given her her card to get her hair done. She has been trying to call her dad and her dad is not answering the phone. So she's asked Kayla to drive to her dad's house because she's just around the corner to go and see what's going on and to get another card. Kayla has no problem. She has been to the house multiple times and she jumps in the car and she drives to Megan's house and she knocks on the door and no one answers. So she proceeds to open the door is unlocked and she yells out to Konrad, "Konrad, are you home?"
Actually, you're going to need to do that in an American accent.
"Konrad, are you here?" Yeehaw! Kayla enters the door and she says, "Hey, Konrad, are you here?" To her surprise, Konrad, he yells out, "Yeah, I'm in here." So Kayla walks to the lounge. There's a little bit of a mess and clutter around because, it's a bit of a messy household, this one. Konrad is laying on the couch. Konrad is actually a bit of a drunk. So he looks a little intoxicated. He actually looks like he's wearing no clothes. He's just covered in a blanket.
Konrad.
And Kayla slowly approaches the couch and to her shock horror, the colour of his skin is blackish, greenish. He's looking a little worse for wear.
Rigor mortis.
Well, hard because he's alive. Kayla calls out to Konrad, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, look, I'm fine. My hand's just a little sore." And he pulls his hand from out of the blanket and his hand is black.
Oh, God.
And his fingernails are curled backwards.
No.
Kayla she's feeling sick.
I'm feeling sick.
Something is seriously wrong. So she calls Megan and Megan says, "He's just drunk. What's a card number?" Konrad starts calling the bloody card number out.
Oh, my God. This is something out of Men in Black.
Kayla is like, what the hell is going on? So she goes outside and she calls Megan's brother, Austin. And Austin tells her to call 911, call the ambulance straight away. And he heads around to see what's going on. Kayla calls 911. The ambulance is on their way. They arrive 15 minutes later. And it seems as though Konrad has got some very serious chemical burns all over his body.
Oh, Jesus.
Austin arrives just as they're wheeling Dad out on the stretcher. And he's like, Dad, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, my God.
Dad is clearly drunk. Dad has no idea what's going on.
Far out. How drunk do you have to be not to feel chemical burns?
Well, pretty drunk. Konrad is taken to the hospital and he is rushed into surgery where they try and scrape these burns for the best possible chance of repair.
I'm vomiting.
It is not good.
In my mouth. Imaginary vomit. I feel sick.
So as time goes on, Konrad starts to develop some pretty bad infections.
Oh my God, Shane, this is vile. What is happening right now?
So bad, his left leg is amputated and then his right leg is amputated.
Was he like, I'm fine, don't worry about it?
He's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He is actually put into like a pretty heavy sedation for 5 months.
Are we just doing a case study? What's happening right now?
Yeah, for 5 months. He's basically put in a coma. And unfortunately, after these 5 months, Lolly, he succumbs to his injuries and Konrad dies.
Oh my God. I wasn't sure where this was going. This is horrific. Let's just have a little recap. So we've got peeling nails. The skin was black.
Black and green skin. He's literally covered all over his body. And
It's like sizzling, bubbling away almost.
Yeah, but it's black.
And he's saying he's fine.
He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
Oh my God. It's terrible. R.I.P. Konrad. Mm-hmm. I do feel a bit sick.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? The curled back nails.
You know when there's that scene, sorry, when I said this sounds like something out of Men in Black, the farmer and he goes and checks the hole outside and then he's like, whoa, I'm fine. You know the one? And he's like eating all the sugar.
Yeah, basically, that's what happened.
That's just what I was visualising.
That's what happened. Let's take it back a little and see exactly what the hell has gone down to poor Konrad.
Okay.
So Konrad, he is married to Julie Imirowicz, and they are living in Michigan. They have adopted a son. His name is Austin. They adopted him at 2.5 years old because they'd gone to the doctor. They were struggling with some fertility. So they are enjoying their son, and 14 months later, they adopt a little girl named Megan at just 3 days old.
Wow.
You see, Megan was born to a mother who had some pretty bad substance abuse issues.
Oh.
Now they are a happy family of 4. Austin is a big brother and they are just loving life. And to their shock horror, Lolly, Julie became pregnant just a couple of months later.
Honestly, this happens. It does happen. I've got a friend who did IVF twice and then just because they tried and then just miraculously got pregnant a third time.
That's right.
Holy Lord.
They are in absolute shock, but also this is a blessing because they couldn't have children naturally. They have a healthy baby girl and now they are a family of 5.
I was going to say, God save them. Just kidding. Everything's fine.
Living the dream. Konrad is working as a program manager at HP, so, just technology. Julie is a stay-at-home mum and she is getting a little sick of the cost of disposable diapers.
Oh, yeah.
She decides to start a cloth diaper business at home and life's good. She's bringing in some coin.
What year is this?
This is 2003.
Wow. Reusable nappies are quite the rage these days.
Well, thank God she started a reusable diaper business, Lolly, because she became pregnant again.
No. Oh, no.
This is 3 years later, so they had a healthy baby son named Ian. So they've got Ian is the youngest, Morgan is the second youngest, then you got Megan and Austin, who are the eldest that were both adopted.
Wow.
Now we've got a family of 6.
Damn. Thank God she's got those reusables.
That's right. Life's good. They've got a full house until some cracks start to form. As you can imagine, there's a lot of children. It's probably very stressful.
Yes.
Konrad starts to enjoy a little drink or two.
Oh, no.
These drink or two starts to be a 3, 4 bottles. He's just drinking. And Julie is not impressed, so they eventually get a divorce in 2011.
Wow, look at that.
They do actually have joint custody. Julie does generally have the children at home more than what Konrad would. But when Austin and Megan were just 12 and 13 years old, they decided to give them the choice. And seeing his dad was very laid back and a hell of a lot less rules, drunk, they probably could have got away with a lot more than what they could have at their mum's house. So Megan and Austin decided to go live with Dad. Megan and her sister Morgan were very, very close, so it was a little upsetting, but it was okay. They still went to the same school, and Morgan and Ian, they both went and visited Dad on the odd weekend here and there, so they still had their family environment. It was just a little bit more separate. Megan is a daddy's girl. She loves her dad so much, she's really enjoying her new home environment. Konrad, on the other hand, he's really just taking this drinking up another notch.
Oh, Konrad.
It's becoming very, very bad. To make up for this, he's really giving Megan everything that she wants. Austin being a year older, he is not impressed. They have a lot of arguments, and quite often these arguments do turn physical because Dad is just so drunk.
Oh, no.
It's not good. So Konrad's always drunk, and then he's always hungover. Could you imagine? I mean, he just never, ever feels good.
This is the problem, right? You're drinking to start feeling better again. Never-ending hair of the dog.
It's just a vicious cycle. Konrad's so drunk, he's actually letting the house slip a little. He's not doing the dishes, he's not tidying the lawns, he's not doing the gardens, he's not taking the rubbish out.
Oh, no.
And it is so bad that Megan and Austin don't want to have friends over because it's actually quite embarrassing.
I'm surprised they're still there.
Oh, I know, it's actually quite disgusting. Now, when I say the house is bad, you know the show Hoarders, right?
Yes.
It's literally getting to that point.
No.
There's just a path that you can walk through to get to the lounge. There's rubbish. It's really bad.
Oh, Konrad. What's the ex-wife's name again?
Julie.
I
know. It is horrific. Austin actually graduates from high school and they have a little bit of a get-together as a celebration, and Konrad arrives. Konrad is drunk. He is slurring his words. He stinks of urine because he's peed himself.
Bro, that's a disaster.
It is an absolute disaster. And it wasn't long after this, when Austin turned 18, that he is like, see you later, and he gaps it out of there and he goes and lives with his friends. Can you blame him?
No. I mean, poor Konrad, just really got a hold of him.
Oh, it really did.
The moral of the story is just don't have any kids. I'm kidding. Just have one.
So Austin has left, and now it's just Megan at home to look after her dad.
Oh, dearie me.
And it's during this time that she starts developing some behavioural issues. So she's about 17. She's getting a little angry. She is going to school, creating some issues. She went to school with a knife one day. Another time she went to school and had a pretty bad altercation with her high school teacher, and she ended up getting expelled.
Naughty. Remember that time someone took a knife, threatened us at school with a knife? They were going to cut out the voice box.
That's right. So we couldn't say,
la 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 la, fuck you, bitch.
suck on this bitch.
I bet she reported us to Spotify.
Ugh, probably. Haters. And now she's living at home and she is being homeschooled from home. Clearly not from Konrad, because Konrad's drunk.
Who's homeschooling her?
Well, we are in the early 2020s, and this is when you can just do everything on your computer anyway.
Yeah, I'm surprised that she even carried on.
I know.
Just call it a day, loves. Mind you, it's America. They really put a massive emphasis on all your papers,
Yeah.
You and I would be working at McDonald's. I don't even know if they would take us, loves.
Konrad is a full functioning alcoholic. He's still going to work, Lolly.
Whoa, stinking like piss.
Absolutely covered in rubbish. I mean, get this man to rehab, would you?
Yeah.
And the house is getting even more and more worse. It's kind of interesting because Julie would actually go to the house as well, and it's strange that her daughter was there. Obviously, it was her choice, but Julie would go to the house and try and clean up sometimes, and one room would literally take her 10 hours. The toilet would be full of feces.
Oh, my God.
Downstairs would just be cat piss and cat shit everywhere. Like, it was so bad.
I'm sorry, Julie, not acceptable. Who would leave their child in that setting?
I don't know.
Why isn't Megan leaving? I don't understand what is happening here.
It's not a good time. So obviously Konrad's so drunk when Megan needs to go to places because she doesn't have a license. Sometimes he actually drove her drunk places. But then one time he was so intoxicated she had to drive herself, but she's not a very good driver, Lolly, and she ended up crashing. And then she got in trouble with the the law because she's driving without a license, so everything's just turning to shit.
That's terrible, this poor girl.
It's not a good time. Austin would pop his head in and out every so often, but he held quite a lot of resentment towards his dad and also towards Julie because they had such a troubled upbringing, and he just doesn't really have a lot to do with the family.
Fair enough.
Conrad's health is starting to be quite badly affected by his drinking. He is having a lot of falls.
How old is Conrad? Sorry.
Conrad.
How old's Conrad? How old is he?
So Conrad was 41 when they had Megan. So he's probably now he's about 60.
Can you imagine? It's like our mum being like this. Oh my God.
It happens. It happens.
It does happen. It really does. Oh, Conrad.
He's having a lot of falls. In his bedroom, obviously he is covered in rubbish. He doesn't actually have a bed, so he sleeps on the couch. And this couch is very badly stained with like human sweat and oils. It's like a suede couch. It's covered in piss.
Imaginary vomit.
This is disgusting, guys.
This is absolutely just vile at this point.
How is Megan even living there? I mean, I don't know. She's a teenager, for Christ's sake.
It sounds really gross.
Disgusting.
I can't handle this crime and scandal. I can't.
No, despite all of this, Megan loved her dad. She cared for him. She would pick him up off the floor when he was drunk and put him back on that urine-soaked couch. And look, if she didn't get her own way, she sure knew how to throw a tantrum until she did. Because at the end of the day, Conrad, he really spoiled her because he was trying to make up for his downfall of his parenting. That takes us to the very day of October 1st, 2021. Megan is so excited. She just turned 18 2 days prior, and today was her big day. She had plans to go to the hair salon to get her hair done, and then she was hiring a hotel later on to have a hotel party. Because let's be honest, she can't have it at home, and she can't drive, so she is relying on her dad to take her to the hair salon. So her booking is at 10:30 in the morning. She weaves through the rubbish, and she's like, yo, Dad, time to get out of here. Dad is dead drunk on the couch.
Oh, gosh.
He is not responding. Megan is getting a little pissy. She is not happy. So she starts throwing things at her dad. Anything she can find. Probably a loaf of bread, garbage bag, the cat, some cat poo, just anything. She is pissed.
Oh, I feel so sorry for her, though. You know, it's an exciting day, and bloody Conrad
is drunk on the couch.
Terrible.
She then calls her friend for a ride. Her friend picks her up, takes her to the hairdresser. On the way, she also snaps another friend of herself crying and saying that her dad's done this to her again, but her friend's at school, so she doesn't receive the snap message. She goes to the salon, but by this time, she's kind of forgotten. She's used to this behavior from her dad. She gets her hair done, but then the card doesn't work. And that takes us to the very beginning of the story. Kayla goes to the house. Conrad's on the couch. He's looking a little worse for wear.
He's melting.
He is literally turning black and green, bubbling and melting.
That's horrific.
So at the hospital, Conrad, he's very dazed, but he's okay. He seems like he's totally fine.
He's resilient, isn't he?
He doesn't really understand what's happened, but everyone else doesn't really understand either. Like, how did this happen? Austin goes back to the house to have a little bit of a look around. He sees the couch is wet, it's sticky, sees some blood on it. He also sees there's some white powder on the couch too. Doesn't really know what it is, but he also can smell a bit of a chemical smell.
Oh, no.
Back at the hospital, Austin, he is back there. He is chatting to his dad. He's trying to understand exactly what's happened. Conrad goes on and tells him he's let off a bug bomb. He has quite a bad flea problem at the house, as you can imagine.
Oh, this is a cesspit. Just
This
burn
is a cesspit.
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 No, drop the tea, loves. Cesspit.
Oh, it's a cess. Oh, Jesus. This is a festy cesspit.
That's right.
Conrad, look, he couldn't really remember much. He knew that he had a bit of an argument with Megan. Megan threw some stuff on him, some trash, whatever she could find. And as this is happening, the nurse is listening. She's like, this is very interesting information. So she calls the police.
Oh, no. I really don't like where this is going, loves.
In the meantime, Megan calls Austin and she's like, Austin, I really need these bank details. The last one didn't work. I really need some new card details. Elsa's like, do you not understand what's going on? She's like, whatever, Dad's just drunk. Scoffs and hangs up. After all, Ollie, this is her big day. She doesn't need no drunken Konrad to get in the way.
She's going to the Hilton, baby.
Party woo! At the hospital, Konrad seems pretty happy. He's actually probably feeling quite happy because he's also now in very strong pain relief, right?
Wow. Oh, Konrad.
He speaks to the nurses about what's happened. He says he just had half a Smirnoff.
Just half. Like a Smirnoff Black or?
Yeah, Smirnoff
or like
Black.
half a bottle of Smirnoff.
Well, he's saying it's a half a Smirnoff lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, half a Smirnoff Black. But, to be fair, that's a good point, Lolly. Half a Smirnoff. He's telling the nurse he had his half a bottle of Smirnoff Black. Then he fell asleep. Then he woke up and argued with his daughter for a little bit. Then he drank the rest of the bottle. Just that little bottle. Got up, let off a bug bomb, watched a movie, and fell back asleep.
When you do a bug bomb, you have to leave for a while. He's just put the bug bomb on and gone back to sleep, this guy.
Yeah, this guy. Now, the nurses knew that he had had a lot more to drink than just half a bottle of Smirnoff Black. In fact, they actually did a blood alcohol test at 9 p.m. So this is hours later. So he was taken to the hospital at 4 p.m., had the argument with Megan at like 10:30 in the morning. So they take the blood test. His blood alcohol level is 0.255. Now, the legal driving limit in America is 0.08. So this is like hours and hours and hours later.
Wow.
And he's still 0.255.
He probably is never
Sober.
back at zero. It's probably just a constant state of drunk.
So the police arrive, start questioning everyone. It's clear that only Konrad and Megan had only been at the house, no one else. So now they're trying to find where Megan is.
She's at the Hilton.
And while this is happening, Konrad is actually transported to another hospital to have treatment on his burns. And Austin goes to the house to collect the cats.
Cats? How many cats are there?
I don't know. They're pissing and shitting everywhere, though.
Oh, God.
He's also having another look around, and this is when he sees the white bottle sitting on the couch. He calls Megan, and he is furious. He is saying, you did this to Dad. I can't believe you've done this. Megan's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Hangs up, gets off the phone, and the police make their move on Megan to see what her side of the story is.
Yeah.
So they actually find her in a car about to leave the hotel she's at with the friends. They obviously got her out the car. They stand in front of the dash cam in front of the patrol car, and they start asking her some questions. What happened this morning? Did you throw anything on your dad? She says, well, yes. Do you know what you threw on him? No, I don't. Did you throw some water on him? She's like, I think maybe I did. And then they ask, did you throw any white powder on him? And she says, I think so. This is the confession they need, and they arrest Megan then and there on the spot.
Oh, they're moving quickly when Conrad's fine.
Konrad to go home. So Megan is arrested. Her birthday party has been fucking ruined.
Does her hair look good though?
Oh, she looks great.
Aww.
They go back to the hospital and they ask Konrad some more questions. Look, Konrad is still fine at this point and he's answering all the questions. He said, yeah, me and Megan had a little bit of a disagreement this morning. She threw some stuff on me. They then asked to go and have permission to look through the house. He's like, yeah, no problem.
Oh, God.
So they arrive at the house and they are weaving through all of this trash and they get to the couch and they see the chemicals and they see the white bottle. They pick the white bottle up and the label says, gets the clog out, 100% lie, drain opener.
Oh, no, not the Draino.
It's Draino, baby.
Oh, no, Draino is so strong. So strong.
Draino is very, very strong, but this is in a powder form.
Yes, I've used the powder form in the States. I don't think we have it here, do we?
We've got like granules or we've got the liquid. Wow. In fact, I just used it the other day. Surprised Dan's still alive.
Sorry.
No, I used it on the drain, not on him. Look, the white powder, it's not actually that dangerous if it's thrown on the skin. It's actually activated when the water is involved. So it looks as though the powder's been thrown on him, then there's water's been thrown on him.
Oh, no.
The police leave and they don't take the bottle with them. In fact, they don't actually go back to the house for a few weeks. And at this point, obviously, people have come and gone. They do collect the bottle. They collect some other evidence, but there's no fingerprints that's been done. It's just pretty sloppy police work. But back to that current day, Megan, she is arrested and she's initially charged with assault with intent to cause great bodily harm and a domestic violence charge. But she's later released with a $75,000 bond.
Wowzers.
It's quite a lot. Konrad is not doing very well. He has been operated on very, very quickly. And as I mentioned earlier, they had to scrape and remove all of the burnt skin and tissue to try and allow some new tissue to grow. And all of these burns, Lolly, they're all 3rd and 4th degree burns. So they're pretty bad.
Far out. It literally just eats away at the skin, right?
It just chews and chews and chews. And he'd been there for hours.
In the operating theatre or like with it
on his skin.
Oh my God. How drunk are you to not feel that?
That's pretty bad.
Oh.
Now, Austin, the son, he is being put down as the next of kin. He has a group chat with his family and he is not allowing anyone to come to the hospital and see Konrad.
Really?
He feels they're all supporting Megan and Megan did this and he is just completely shutting them out.
Whoa. Didn't see that coming.
Obviously, these infections start to happen.
Ugh.
This is due to them trying to do some skin grafts and he is just in absolute agony.
Oh my God.
He has been heavily sedated. He's lost his voice. They think this is due for him breathing in the chemicals for such a long time.
Oh.
He's got lung damage because of that. He's also got kidney failure. He's on dialysis. Konrad is in a terrible, terrible way.
He's shutting down. Honestly, I'm not joking, loves. I feel nauseous, loves. I feel sick.
Sorry. It's a bit of a different case today. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just imagining like it's just messy, isn't it? It's just a mess.
It's fucking messy. Those curled up fingernails. And obviously now he's got no legs.
No, stop.
And he has been heavily sedated for 5 months. But he's obviously awake as well. Like, he's not just been put to sleep.
No legs, no voice, no fingernails. What's the point?
And this is exactly how Konrad felt.
How is he communicating?
Well, because he's still awake. Like, he's communicating somehow because he decides he wants to go home. He wants to go back to that couch.
To be fair, he probably should have just stayed there. It sounds like he had a better chance of survival. All the skin grafts. Hey, look, fair enough. 5 months is a long time.
It is. Austin and his friends, they go and they clean the shit out of that house. They clean and clean and clean and clean until they decide it's in a state where Konrad can go home. And Konrad goes home and just 3 days later, he dies.
Oh my golly gosh. Hang on. Why did they let him go home?
Because he wanted to go home. He's had enough fight. So essentially he went home on hospice.
Oh,
and
wow.
he just lasts 3 days.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, all right. So Megan and the family didn't even know that he died. They found out when the police arrived at Julie's house and arrested Megan for the death of her father.
Whoa.
No one knew because Austin was like, you're not having anything to do with him. They had no idea what was going on.
Oh, what a mess.
Megan has been arrested and she is charged with the death of her father and she remains in jail for 15 months while the preparation of this trial is going on.
What's the charge? Has she been done for manslaughter?
She has been charged with unlawful use of a chemical irritant causing death.
Oh, wow.
The trial begins on June 12th, 2023, so just last year. Kayla goes up and testifies. She talks about how she obviously arrives, the state he was in, and then Julie testifies as well. Julie is Megan's mother. She goes on to talk about the upbringing, obviously Konrad's terrible drinking. She goes to talk about the state of the house. There was all of the cat poo, the fleas, the toilet was full of poo. Like it was basically unlivable. So awful. So she's really painting a picture of how horrible it was for Megan to be at Dad's house. Also, shame on you, Julie.
I know. Good one, Mum.
Austin, he testifies. He takes a stand. It's a little strange. He obviously carries a lot of resentment to the family. He carries a lot of resentment towards Megan. He solely blames her for this. He's very defensive towards his dad. Now, remember in the beginning of the story where Austin and Konrad had quite a volatile relationship? It was quite physical. They'd have a lot of arguments. He couldn't wait to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So when they're asking Austin questions about Konrad's drinking, Austin claims that Konrad didn't drink any more than the average person.
I'm sorry, Austin. He was so drunk he couldn't feel his skin melting off his bones.
Nope, he didn't drink any more than anyone usually would.
Wow.
They also brought up the graduation. He disagrees that his dad was drunk. He disagrees he was slurring. Even though his dad smelled of urine, he disagreed. He was in favour of his dad and painted him out to be this perfect father. It's very, very strange. The prosecution claim that Megan intentionally threw the lie on her father, then she threw the water on him straight afterwards to burn him or, in fact, kill him because she could not go to her birthday hair appointment.
That is so savage.
I mean, unless you're taking some pretty intense science, class at school, as an 18-year-old, are you really going to know?
No, I didn't even know, but now we do know. And so
watch out.
Don't do anything with that information, guys. That is so fucked. And what a way to take someone out.
It's very slow.
That is dark.
The defence obviously stated this is absolutely not true. Konrad, he was awake when he was interacting with Megan. He was totally fine when they arrived to pick him up.
He did seem fine.
Obviously, the day's events, he drank his half a bottle of Smirnoff. He put off some bug bombs. He watched a movie. He even said to the police that Megan didn't do this. They also claim because he had urinary issues, even if the powder was on him, it's probably because he peed himself. That's what's activated the Draino.
That is so fucked up, bro.
Also, the couch and the liquid around the couch was never tested. The burns were never tested. Nothing was ever tested to see what the burns were from, what the liquid was from. Julie, when she was testifying, she also stated that when she went to the house, which was actually before Austin went to the house, because she was trying to find Konrad's cell phone, she never saw the white bottle on the couch. It was only later when Austin arrived that the white bottle was there. So everything's just a little bit strange. The other thing, Lolly, most of Konrad's injuries were on his hands, as if he was rubbing in stuff.
No, right.
Obviously, Megan had no injuries. He was so drunk. Did he do this?
He might have done this. Who knows? The fact that he even let a bug bomb off in the house when he was in there, that is, you have to leave, right? that is so bad. You don't just set off a bug bomb and then go sit back on the couch.
I know. Konrad did.
Oh, my God. This is so
It's
fucked.
so fucked.
I'm sorry for laughing.
It's not right.
Funny.
And so Megan, obviously, she never got up and testified. There were discussions. Did Austin do this?
Well, I was just thinking about this, actually.
Other people said that they saw Austin arrive at the house. There was a car full of people. He had such a violent relationship with his dad, and they've seen him kick him and hit him and do all this stuff. They thought that potentially there could have been a chance that he had gone to the house, dad was drunk, and he threw the stuff on him. So,
well, it's weird. What's his behaviour too?
It's very strange.
Odd.
It's very It's very circumstantial evidence. But this trial, Lolly, went on for only 4 days.
No.
And the jury,
wow,
they deliberated for 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Oh, no, I don't like it.
The jury came back and they found Megan guilty of unlawful use of chemical irritants causing death.
Should I?
This is obviously devastating to Megan. In the state of Michigan, it is solely up to the judge how sentencing goes. She is obviously gone back to jail for 10 days and then she has come back to face her sentence. There is a maximum guideline sentencing of 7 years.
7 years?
So prosecution, they are saying this is not enough because obviously somebody has died.
Yeah.
7 years is just not enough. But it is up to Judge Valentine what happens in this case. Megan, she never testified, so she wants to get up and she wants to have her say. Would you like to hear some of that?
I do want to hear what Megan's got to say. Oh, Megan.
Sometimes in life, we are faced with trouble. those we don't wish for, and most are never met. Sorry. Yet we face them anyways. 19 years ago, I was placed into the arms of the first man to ever love me, the man I'm lucky enough to call my dad. Growing up, he became so much more. He was a storyteller, a tooth fairy, a friend and hero. But through it all, the one thing that never changed was that he was mine. One of the biggest things overlooked in this case is that me and my siblings lost our dad too. That loss has severely broken us. It's almost been 2 years and I haven't been able to mourn. I refuse to think he's gone because no part of me can handle losing him.
Oh, God.
That's just a snippet addressing the judge. She then goes on to talk about her brother and that she feels like maybe her brother did this because of their relationship and he is so against the family. But it was a very impactful statement from her. She just poured her heart out. Very sad.
She does sound very genuine and upset, that's for sure.
She does. So now it is up to Judge Valentine to come up and have her say. Are you ready for exactly what Judge Valentine had to say?
Oh, no. I don't know. I feel like I'm not.
Miss Imirowicz, the court does recognize that your father was a severe alcoholic. His disease could not make him a fit parent, and he always put you in harm's way. Your childhood was lined with the inability to grow mentally as a child. Your only criminal history was driving offense that your father was unable to drive you. The PSI indicates that he would pick you up while intoxicated and that you had to quit your job to care for your father. Your father described you as an angel, making it clear that you do not have malice. It is clear that your father's addiction and the denial of his addiction alienated his family. Your parents divorced when you were approximately 8.5 years old. Your younger siblings could not endure visiting your father anymore. Your younger sister testified that the last time that she was at the house, she shared a bathroom with your father and that there was vomit in the shower, in the sink, and toilet paper all over the bathroom. The first responders could not attend to your father because of the filth inside the house, that it was not fit for habitation. You did not have the luxury of being a child, as you indicated that you had to be an adult in the house. This is a serious crime that you have been found guilty of. The court does not believe that a child your age knew or understood the consequences of throwing the items at your father or the damage that it would cause him. This court is satisfied that you are unlikely to engage in offense or criminal course of conduct again, and that the public good does not require that the defendant suffer the penalty imposed by law. The court finds that the sentence must be proportionate to the seriousness of the crime surrounding the offense and the offender. With regard to this matter, the court is going to sentence you to 1 year in jail with 506 days credit.
She was released immediately.
Wow.
Put on probation for 5 years and obviously had to do like counselling, mental health assessments and all the rest of it because the judge thought, well, I don't believe that she did this intentionally. When that happened, the prosecution stood up and he was like, I strongly disagree. You have to rethink this. Someone has died. And she just said, no, I don't believe it.
Wow.
And this is because she's a female and they say that she's quite lenient. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I agree.
No, I agree too.
Pretty crazy story. Obviously, I've chosen quite a different story today. It's not an intense, brutal, gruesome murder.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ms. Loves is pretty gruesome.
It's not, okay, sorry. It's not this is an accidental death. Could have been charged with, obviously, an intentional death. The judge was very lenient. It is very, very mixed reviews out there. People are so angry that she's been let out.
Really?
They think that she has done this on purpose. And then there's other people that think, well, this is a mistake. Still, people think Austin's done it. It's a very mixed bag. This is a different story. I heard about it. I was fascinated by it. I thought that the judge in this case did the right thing. I don't know what you guys think. Let us know. But that leads me to the famous question, Lolly. Can you handle this crime and scandal?
Oh, my golly gosh. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Look, you probably shouldn't throw Draino on anyone. You know, that is definitely something I do know. But I can just imagine her being so upset and not being able to control her emotions. So she's just grabbing and throwing anything. She probably didn't even think that she was throwing Draino on him. You know, it sounds like there was just shit everywhere. She's just grabbing anything. So I can understand how it happened, probably by accident. And I think that I agree with the judge. I don't think she should have gone to prison. It was an accident, a very awful accident. Oh my God. Accident. But also, that criminal conviction is going to follow her around everywhere. Like, she literally won't even get a job at McDonald's.
I know.
Criminal conviction, you're just cooked over there. So I don't know. Can I handle it? I just don't know. I think you've stumped me, loves.
I've got you. It's interesting, though, because, you know, when she's throwing all this stuff, let's be honest, the Draino's probably sitting there with the lid off, and she's probably trying to wake her dad up, and she's like, fuck you, daddy, and throwing water on, like, wake up.
Yeah.
And it's not intentional.
No, it's not.
Ugh. But then again, he just sat there.
He was fine.
You would feel something for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. Rainey, can you handle this Draino crime and scandal?
Oh, Lordy. Do you know what? I'm going to say I can handle her being given a very light sentence. I can't handle the way he has died.
Death by Draino.
Imagine if you actually had on your tombstones how you died, like death by suitcase, death by Draino.
It's death by hide and seek.
That's right. So, I feel like, do you know what? It's kind of like a feel-good ending to a feeling bad story. You know?
Yes, I agree. I think that most of us will probably feel like this was the best outcome for an awful situation, except for Austin. Austin's mad.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrible way to go.
Jeez.
That's the story today, loves.
Lock up those Draino bottles, guys.
Well, that's why they have, like, the kiddie lock ones, but obviously...
It's a pretty hefty chemical that you can just buy at the supermarket, though, isn't it?
Isn't it? It should just be available for, like, plumbers, you know?
It does get out the clogs, though. It's definitely necessary sometimes.
It's magic.
Fuck it out. Hey, Rainey, thank you so much. I am just so grateful I got an extra week off. I've had 2 weeks off. I have no idea how to podcast anymore.
That's right. I'm just going to take over.
As always, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging in with our cancellation last week. We are back. We are better than ever. And I tell you what, guys, our downloads, it's just, we're going up and up and up. This thing is growing.
That's right.
So we want to just thank you for being here with us from the beginning. The Can't Handle family, right. We love you. Did you have a shout out?
I do have a shout out today. I am going to do a shout out to my very good friend Prue.
Oh.
She is a good listener. Thank you very much. And also, I'm just loving these special facials that you're giving to me. She's got a beauty therapy clinic.
I was going to say, you want to preface what sort of special facial she's giving you, love?
Special facial. So if you guys need a little beauty treatment, get on down to Beckenham Beauty. She has got the goods and she will just make you look pretty.
I actually think I need to go there because your skin looks better than mine and I know you've been doing some needling. So Prue, if you're listening, can you give me a little mate's rates? I'm coming for you.
Exactly. All right, guys, stay clear of the Draino.
Take care and we'll see you next week.
We look forward to it.
See you then, team. Love you. Bye.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.